What is going on, guys? Brendan here with F5VaporBros, and today we're going to do a review on the Wismec Reuleaux RX200. Ooh, cool effects that I don't have on my computer. Okay, anyways, so this video we're going to talk about the functions it has, like from stealth mode and resistance lock and all these cool features. I'm going to take you guys down and show you. We're going to talk about the pros and the cons that I found, me personally. We're going to talk about the battery life, the overall quality, everything. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start this review. Alrighty, so first off, I got this turquoise and white. Okay, comes in another one, and it's just solid murdered out black. I went with this one because I personally like it my mods to stand out a little bit. I want to be able to hold it in my hand and people be like, it catches their eye, and I just, that's just something that I like to do. So, anyways, right now I'm running the Twisted Messes RDA with a dual 5-wrap 22 gauge around a 3 mil, ohming it at 0.14. It's pretty solid. So overall, in the quality of this, it fits, or not really the quality, but the overall first look at it, I guess I should say. Anyways, fits really good in my hand. It's got like this kind of curved diamond shape, as you can see, and whether I'm holding it with the back and the web of my hand, which is what I usually do, or if I'm holding it in the web of my fingers and using my thumb, it's just all around really, really comfortable. By far the most comfortable device I've ever held in my hand. I've had the Sigeli 150 temp control. I've held the Sigeli Food Chai, it's like the parallelogram kind of thing. But to me, this thing just absolutely fits the best in the hand, and it's not too bulky. I mean, it's a little bigger, but to me, I absolutely love it. So now let's talk about, or let's break it open. I'm gonna show you the battery tray and talk about some of that stuff. So, alrighty, so let's see here. This device is a 3-18650. Battery's out. I'll show you guys the tray. Very clean, as you'll see. So here's the battery tray. You got your springy connections up here, springy negative connections. Very, very nice. You got your little battery ribbon. The two batteries in the back go positive down, and the battery right here in the front go positive up. So it's positive right there, negative right down here. You got your 4 magnets for your door. Very, very nice, very clean. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw these batteries back in there. Show you guys, those being so springy, it just literally makes the batteries just go in there with ease. I'm not, scraping the edges of my wraps and, like chipping them and, stuff like that. I don't have to worry about that. It's just, they spring down a lot, and it just really, really helps the smoothness of the batteries going in. Here's the battery door. You got your magnets, all 4 of those, and just kind of pops in like that. The display is awesome. I love the font. You got a little puff counter. There is an RX, or this is the RX200 Reuleaux. There is a DNA 200 that is slightly different. It's got the DNA 200 chip instead of the Joytech 200 chip. And the main difference is the font looks a little different. And you have customizable features, like whenever you turn your device on, it's got like, you can make Ninja Turtles or SpongeBob show up or something like that. Kind of cool, it's whatever. But as far as the price goes, this is going, we've got them in here in my store in F5Vapors for $85.99, and I've seen the DNA 200 ones go for like $180. Personally, I would never pay $180 for something that I could get a heck of a lot cheaper and do just the exact same thing. The customizable features is nice, but at the same time, no one's going to see those but you. So yeah, if you like looking at it, go for it. But personally, I'd probably rather take this one. I like the font a little better too. The other one's kind of blocky, but anyways, so now let's talk about the functions. So you got your little J-bow here. So it's got stealth mode, which is the the power button and the wattage down button simultaneously, you're on stealth mode. Stealth off. Okay? And then you've also got this device features, you can run 3 different types of temp control. You can have nickel coils, titanium coils, and stainless steel coils. The build limit for this device is in regular wattage mode is a 0.10 and in temp control mode is a 0.05. In order to cycle through said temp modes, you got 3 clicks of the fire button. So 1, 2, 3, right there. You think, let's see, I think it's a nickel. Yeah, nickel. And what's actually really cool is if you push the wattage up button and the power button at the same time, you can actually lock your resistance. Little lock appeared right there where the ohm is, and you just do, and that locks it down. Do it again. Unlocks. And you got 3 more clicks. Got titanium. 1, 2, 3. You got stainless steel. 1, 2, 3. Right back into wattage mode. I'm running this 70 watts. You got your battery gauge over here, all nice and handy to have. The other thing I was going to talk about is the battery life on this thing is absolutely amazing. But I'm going to talk more about that and the pros and the cons towards the end of the video. I just had to give you a little sneak peek. Anyways, so one thing that I did find whenever I got this was the battery door was very, very, very tough to get off. But, oh, sneak peek, just kidding. You're getting more about that later. Ha, gotcha. Anyways, all right, but more on this device. We've got 3 vent holes right here for battery venting, and here. And we've got on the rows on the bottom, here, 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 and here. Always got to have good battery venting. Like I said, it holds 3 18650s, and man, this thing is just absolutely amazing. Like, it's what I vape on every day. I usually run a TFV4 tank, sub-tank, or my Twisted Messes. And I usually just use them about the same. You know, when I'm driving, I'll obviously use my tank, but when I'm just chilling in my shop or whatever, I'm running my dripper. Okay, now I've teased you guys enough. I know you're ready for the pros and cons. I know it. It's mean of me. I apologize. Not really. Okay, let's dive into some pros and cons that I think. First off, battery door. Battery door on this particular one is freaking ridiculously strong. Okay, very first out of the box, I almost couldn't even get it. I've got a few buddies that have these, and you can just take off right here, pull, and it comes off no problem. This one, for some weird reason, it's something with the door, I know, because I put one of my buddy's door on this, and it came off and on just fine. It's not the device, thank goodness. But you have your 2 little nail slots, or slots to put your nail to get the door open. And for me, the very first time I had to use both of them, and it's very, very difficult to take off. Like I said, I haven't found another one like this, but you guys need to know this in case you do buy one and the battery door is ridiculously hard to put on and off. And what I mean by put on is, with the correct door, the correct size door, you put it like that and it just snaps on shut. This one just kind of does that. You kind of just got to push it together, and there's, you can't really see it very well, but there's some gap right there, and on the other side too. And the other bad thing with that battery door being very strong right out of the box ticked me off. That battery door, I was pulling it off, and it just kind of popped loose in my hand and dropped on the table below me and put a nice little scratch-a-rooney in there. And then I got another little ding right up here and another ding right there. And that was just from 2 times of it dropping this far. So that's another main con, is this paint is very, very fragile. You can scratch it super easy. I know they make silicone sleeves, but it is just like ridiculous how fragile this paint is. Like, I feel like if you looked at it wrong and just like touched your nail to it, it's like, oh wow, you just put a huge scratch in it. But at the same time, it's a very good paint job. Being as fragile as it is, I didn't find any overspray, nothing like that. Very clean around the edges. There's no awkward gaps anywhere on the device. I hadn't seen them on any other ones. But another con is probably going to be the gap. When I'm running my TFV4 on it, you know, sitting flush, it like sitting down, it sits perfectly flush. 100%, no gap, no nothing. However, when I have my twisted messes, it's really hard to see in the video, but right there you can kind of see a little gap, which you won't see on a TFV4, where mine at least doesn't leave that. Most sub tanks that I've had on this is set down flush beautifully. Every RDA that I've had on here just has a little gap, and I'm going to unscrew this for you guys and show you. We got a really nice 510 connection, but it's got this little cup in here. You know, it's kind of in there a little bit, and then you got another little, I almost call it a beauty ring to hold it. I think because of that little beauty ring around the 510 is why it's sitting up more. It sits pretty flush with the device, but at the same time, you know, you OCD people out there, it's just kind of weird just to look at it, because, you know, it kind of bothers you, but at the same time, you know, you just kind of deal with it. Like me, I just kind of deal with it even though it bothers me, because, you know, at first look, you know, people aren't going to really notice it that much. But I'm going to take another hit real fast. All right, so now on to the pros. So pros, battery life. Battery life. It is amazing. You know, having 3 18650s in here versus your 2 18650s in most mods, it's insane. You know, first day I got it, I put freshly charged batteries in. I've got the eFest 3000 mAh 35 amp batteries in it, purple eFest, and it lasted me longer than 24 hours. I got it, you know, around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, vaped on it heavy, through wattages, my tanks, my drippers, everything. Went to sleep, woke up, grabbed it off my nightstand, started vaping on it heavy until the batteries died. It starts, whenever the batteries do go low, it'll start blinking and it'll say weak battery. It'll still hit, but it actually adjusts your wattage based on your battery life when it gets that low to where you can still hit off of it. Don't recommend it. Whenever it starts flashing for me, I always throw my batteries on the charger if they need it by the time I go to bed at night. But it's also got a really cool feature that I would consider a pro, is the imbalance feature. The imbalance feature is, because it being 3 18650 batteries, if each battery is like I believe it's 0.3 volts off of each other, it'll tell you battery imbalance and it will not fire. So definitely make sure with this device you have 3 married batteries that you charge and put in this device at the exact same time. To me, that is very, very, very crucial. Another good pro is how well it fits in your hand. I talked about it at the beginning of the video, but honestly, this thing just fits amazing. You know, I've got, you know, bigger hands, and it just fits absolutely. Like, I swallow it, but it's very, very comfortable. Round edges, nothing sharp or, you know, jaggedy or anything like that. It just absolutely fits amazing. And the other good pro, my last one here, is how hard it hits. And what I mean by that is I put my RDA on a Sigeli Fuchai and put it to 200 watts, hit it. Okay, great, wonderful, it hits good, nice, everything like that. But I put my RDA on this and put it at 200 watts, and it was like a whole new monster. I mean, being 3 18650s, it really gives it that extra power. Like, it absolutely hits. You know, I'm at 70 watts right now. And that's just a good little cloud. At 70 watts with another device, I can't quite get the feel of the power. You know, I can really, really feel how hard this hits. And when you get one, which you totally should, you'll feel it too. But with that being in mind, you know, I love this device. You know, you got your port here for upgradable firmware and pass-through. You know, it is just absolutely amazing. You know, another con that I just kind of thought of on top of my head, in your 30 millimeter drippers, you know, they sit a little more flush than your, you know, 22 or 24 millimeters, but there's a little lip that hangs over. It's not a big one, but it is there and it is notable. So that's it, guys. Find us on F5VaporBrosLLC.com. Leave some comments. Let me know what you thought of the video. And just, guys, remember, keep it real and chase the cloud.